Hi, welcome to this short video on what's involved in being a poll clerk on election day.
Your role is to work alongside the presiding officer. They'll be an experienced officer in charge of the station. You might be at the station with one or two other poll clerks doing similar duties on the day. We want to make sure that you're comfortable in your role. You'll be provided with polling station manual, simple instructions, and you'll work as a team in that station on the day.
The key skills we're looking for include being attentive to detail, being accurate, being customer focused, friendly and helpful, ability to follow simple instructions. Your presiding officer will instruct you on the day, but we hope that after attending a few times as a poll clerk, you'll consider being a presiding officer for us. You need to be impartial. Your work for the returning officer is separate from the council, and you can't show any political bias at all. Your role is to help administer the poll and not to comment on the election. It's a long day, so bring plenty of food and drink. You need to be there early, from say 6:15 in the morning, to help set up the station, and you'll be leaving just gone 10 o'clock, having helped the presiding officer close the venue. You can't leave the station during the day. And finally, polling stations can be cold, so dress appropriately, perhaps wear layers, and dress smart because you are representing the council on the day. Your job is to ensure that the elector easily casts a vote on the day. Your duties will include greeting the voter. Ask them to confirm their name and address when they come to vote. Most people have a poll card, but it's not necessary, but you need to ensure that they're on the register so you can mark them off. Issue the ballot paper. Also mark the corresponding numbers list. That's just a simple list of all the counterfoil numbers on the back of the ballot paper, so we can record who's had what ballot paper, though this is then kept secure and secret. Ensure that the voter then goes to the polling booth and marks the ballot paper in secret and brings it back and puts it in your ballot box. The register of electors, which will be marked throughout the day, is a simple list of all the streets with eligible electors on them. This will indicate other markers as well, clearly shown on the front of the register.
Some polling stations are split into two to help with the management of a larger electorate. If that's the case, each side of the room will be clearly divided with tables and chairs, etc. It's important that division is kept because there will be different ballot boxes, one for each side of the room.
Some polling venues are split in two to help the management of a larger electorate. The polling station is a room with the ballot box inside. It's most important in the case that the room is clearly divided, such as by using tables and chairs to prevent electors putting the ballot paper in the wrong ballot box. Prior to the poll, your presiding officer, who is in charge of the station, will contact you to introduce themselves and talk about arrangements for the day. Speak to them about parking and facilities at the venue. Bring plenty of food and drink to keep yourself going on the day. Ensure you know where the polling venue is and how to get there. Each polling station will have polling booths. Most of ours are quad booths, so 4 people can vote at any one time. 1 person in a booth at each time. By law, each booth should have a pencil to use and a notice telling the elector how many votes they can cast in each type of election. For example, vote for one candidate only, such as at a parliamentary election. Or in local elections, it's often more than one vote that the public can use. So it might say, vote for no more than 2 candidates. If there are 2 polls taking place on the same day, the notice on display in your polling station will clearly say how many votes the public can cast. The ballot is secret, and you must maintain secrecy at all times. And you should not disclose to anyone how anyone has voted or who they voted for. You must also refrain from taking photos in the polling station and must not use social media to comment on the poll. Generally, only voters are entitled to enter the polling station, but other people can, these being the candidates and police officers on duty. They're entitled to enter the station other than to vote. They also have that same duty of secrecy though. Most electors will have the poll card with them and know what to do, but it is important that you know what to do and say for those who may need assistance. Finally, thank you for your interest in helping us to deliver democracy here in East Hertfordshire. And if you work for us on polling day, we do hope that you enjoy the experience. I remember, if you are working for us on the day, you'll need to arrange a postal or proxy vote for your own vote.